Hi, this is Kim Droptiny reading Gold Chord by Amy Carmichael, Chapter 24, Prelude to 24. O star, whose sweet untroubled song floats tranquil down the moonlit blue, do you not see the ages roam, nor hear the cry, how long, till all things be made new? The wounded silence aches with prayer. Do broken prayers not rise so high? A sound of tears disturbs the air. Does it not beat upon you there, nor pain of human cry? 'Tis dawn has lit his beacon fire. The conqueror rides in his car. He comes, yea, nigher, nigher, the nation's hope, the world's desire, the bright and morning star. He hath looked down from his sanctuary, that he might hear the mournings of such as are in captivity, and deliver the children appointed unto death. Psalm 120, Psalm 102, 19 to 20. I will seek that which was lost, and bring again that which was driven away, and will bind up that which was broken, and will strengthen that which was sick. Ezekiel 34:16. Chapter 24, Not Yet Found. But though in truth we have seen what the mighty arm of the Lord can do, and our nights have been light about us, we know what it is to be defeated. Shattering things can happen. We stand dumb before them. There are times when the pain of the poor animals, like the pain of little children and of simple, harmless people, can crush. But the question that cuts like a knife, striking down to the ground of the soul, is not, why do the innocent suffer? It is, why do the innocent sin? Why this triumphant evil in a world created by the Holy One, supreme in love as in power? That, not the other, is the mystery of life. We think of the children of all lands who never had a chance to be good. I found my lamb, he said, but when I found it, my lost lamb was dead. That is what breaks us. But we know only in part. All souls are thine, not the foeman's conquering Christ. And lost means not yet found. One of these who is not found yet, and for whom we still watch, is Rungi. When we first saw her, she was a little girl of 9, a guest of the time Dorothy Waller had come with us to a temple festival in the town where Rungi lived. The child had run into the house where we were, and sitting down on the floor beside us, had presently begun to sing. After that, we made friends, and she invited us to come home with her. So we followed her down the street that flanks the temple wall till we came to a quiet little house. She took us upstairs. A feeling of something wrong with the place came over us. There were pictures on the walls and on an air in the rooms that oppressed us. But even then we did not know, for a temple house is like any other in the street, and the people of the house were at the festival, till to some chance word the child's laughter rang out, and she told us that she was going to be a servant of the gods. We were sitting close together. The child's hands were in ours, her brown eyes fixed on us, filled with surprise, then compassion. Tears? She exclaimed. Tears? Oh, why? Am I not going to be just what you are? Are you not also servants of God? This passed tears. We sat speechless, looking into those puzzled, compassionate eyes. How could we make her understand? How snatch from the terrible this his innocent prey? We talked a while, opening things to her, but she was too bewildered at first to understand. Then, as gradually it broke upon her that this which she had been taught to look upon as an honor was a thing of shame, her hands caught ours with a clasp that would hardly let go. We had to leave her then. We would have given all we possessed to carry her off that night. Soon afterwards, the child was writhing in convulsions. She had never been so before. Our visit was the cause, the people said. The god was angry. He was punishing her. The house was ceremonially cleansed with 5 products of the cow, and the god was placated with offerings. Then Runji recovered. We prayed for her unceasingly. 40 pounds had been sent by her adopted mother on her dancing lessons, and a friend at home, hearing of this, sent that sum to redeem her. The foster mother laughed. Then the child, understanding better now, tried to escape to us. She was overtaken, caught, dragged home, beaten, shut up, and watched day and night. Gradually, desire faded. The temple gathered her into its shadows. But that child's need was the call of God to Dorothy Waller to give her life for the temple children of India. 11 years later, she saw Rungi again. She wrote of that piteous meeting. There were a brass band and singing, and a crowd watched as 2 great figures, like gigantic dolls, which were carried by men inside them, bowed and danced their way along the street. They must have been likenesses of a god and goddess, and there was something unspeakably vile in their loathsome expressions as they turned to each other and to the crowd. The temple elephant was resplendent in magenta and gold trappings. Behind him, and immediately in front of the palanquin containing the god, walked Brahmin men. The procession was followed by a number of Brahmin women. There were no women in the procession itself except 2, and as they passed in front of our house and stopped to read the texts painted in red letters on zinc sheets which were hung in the veranda, I recognized one. It was Rungi. One evening, Mimosa and I found her sitting on the inner veranda of the house of the temple women who lives next door. She looked thin and tired, and her somewhat receding forehead, plastered with a black ointment, threw into prominence the great dark eyes, which never left my face, as she listened with the thirst of barren years to the story of Calvary. Go on, tell me more. I do understand, she said with almost impatient eagerness when I stopped to find out how much she had taken in. When I had finished, Mimosa talked to her, beginning by speaking of temptations which must come. Temptations? Yes, I know them, she remarked, and settled herself to listen. She interrupted with many questions as to how it was possible to live alone among the heathen. Mimosa then turned to the elderly temple woman who was also listening, and I had a talk with Rungi. She edged nearer and nearer, all thought of caste defilement forgotten, as it came home to her that the salvation we told her of was really for her, that she too might have with her always the same protecting one who kept Mimosa safe in every danger. It seemed to dawn on her that the one she had as a child wished to serve had not forgotten her, would never forsake her if she put her trust in him. The time before, the first time we had visited her, Jasmine was with me, and Rungi had been too sad to speak much. But now it seemed as though hope had begun to dawn in the assurance that the Savior had indeed come for sinners such as he. Then were the powers of evil aroused in all their fury, and when Arule and I visited her later, we realized that her house is indeed as the way of hell going down to the chambers of death. And as we shrank from contact with such a place of wickedness, feeling ourselves defiled, we entered a very little into what it costs the Holy One when he trod the winepress alone and with his own arm brought salvation. End of chapter 24. Thank you for listening. And if you like this book, please let someone else know about it. God bless you.